today I'm going to do a video on rock painting. Yay, lots of fun. It's actually an activity that can be done at any age. When my kids were really little, we just get these big rocks and they just slap paint all over it, and then it would become a doorstop or a paperweight, and that was really great. When I taught first grade, we would just get little rocks and then turn them into pet reading rocks and just kind of make some sort of little insect. But today I'm going to do something a little bit different. And so it probably is for kids that are a little bit older or adults. So you can see here that I've made some rocks just as decoration in the yard, or also just as, maybe as a gift or something. So just a fun hobby that you can do. So I'm going to show you some of the materials. What we're going to do is we're actually going to use a pattern. I have different patterns that I've used in the past, and just go onto the internet and find some black and white. Usually, I mean, it can even be in color. And the thing with the colored prints is that you don't have to think about what color you want to use. It kind of gives you an idea of what to use. So I just get some sort of pattern. And then the other thing I have is the Graphite transfer. It's carbon paper. This one has 25 sheets, so it's that black. You know, in the olden days, we used to use this for making copies of things, but now you can even use it for woodworking or rock painting. So we got the graphite paper. I use the acrylic paints, and you can get them outdoor paints, or you can just actually use the regular indoor. It doesn't matter, but it's the acrylic paints. I've got lots to choose from. My rocks, I don't have a problem with, because I live in the middle of the desert and there's rocks all over the place. So you can see the different rocks. You do want a rock that has a flat surface. That's definitely going to make it a lot easier. And you probably don't want a rock that's too heavy. You want to make sure that it is a size that you can actually put your transfer on, because if it's too small, then your transfer is not going to fit. I like using paper plates when I'm putting my paint on the, using my paint, because then I can just throw the paper plates away. But I had found these cute little paint plates and I liked them, so we've been using them. Then, for the glaze that I use to spray, there is a UV resistant clear. You just want a clear acrylic coating. And then this one is the triple thick clear glaze. So these are really good. I'm gonna order some more of them. Some paint brushes. This is probably like 2 sets, but I actually got these on Amazon. I got my graphite paper on Amazon also. When I went back to the link, it was no longer available, but you can find it. So anyways, what you want in your paintbrushes is you want to find a variety set that's got tips of different sizes, because you're going to need that super thin brush for kind of tracing around with the black or whatever outlining. And then you want a thicker brush for areas where you can kind of freely paint. And then a water cup, or I actually use mineral oil for my brushes when I'm not using them. And some paper towels would be nice also, which I forgot to grab. So that's just kind of a quick overview of the things that you're going to need to get started. Okay, so I realized that the rocks probably didn't show very well in the first part of the video, so I wanted to share those with you again. These are some turtles I made about over a year ago, and they've been out in my yard, and like I said, I live in the desert, so they've been in extreme heat and rains and all kinds of weather, and they've held up pretty well. And then here's just a couple of roses that I made. And then my husband actually just did freehand and was able to do a couple of rocks. So it really doesn't matter how you decorate them, they come out really cool. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go ahead and start with our pattern. And what you wanna do is you want to find the perfect size rock, find a pattern that's gonna fit, and then cut your graphite paper down to the size of your pattern. Now you're going to put the shiny side down, because that's the part that's going to put the print on there. And then you're going to go ahead and put your pattern on there. And then you just want to tape it down. Okay, you want it to be as secure as possible, but you don't want to put any of the tape on the actual pattern, because that's what you're going to have to trace over. And then what you need is a good pen. Now this has been my Old Faithful pen, which is just really kind of weird little pen. But I'm going to go ahead and try this one today. And oh no, it looks like I taped over the ear a little bit. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just start tracing my pattern. I'm going to go all the way around it because I want it to transfer onto the rock. Okay, so I finished tracing around it. On the part where I had actually put the tape, I just tried to push a little bit harder. I know not all of it came out. Sometimes the rock is kind of bumpy and it throws your pen off a little bit. I'm not really worried about it that much because I know that I can go back and just kind of freehand when I'm doing my actual painting and kind of get an idea of what I want. All right, I think I forgot this part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a peek to make sure that I got as much as I possibly could. Okay, so I don't want to remove all of the tape. I want to be able to go back and retrace the areas that I missed. So I'm just going to kind of pull that off a little bit and take a peek. It looks doable. Maybe the arm area a little bit more. Okay. But I think I can work with that. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off. Okay, and you can see, and there is my print. All right, so now I'm ready to start painting. You can see I didn't trash my pattern yet, because if there's anything I can't clearly see here, I want to be able to reference that. I've put some of my paint out, and I've kind of left spaces in between in case I decide to do some mixing for some reason. The other thing is I didn't put my paints back into my paint box yet, because if I need more, I want to be able to refill them. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start painting little sections of it. After I paint little sections of it, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to outline it with the black. Sometimes I wait till the very end to do that, but a lot of times I will do that as I go so that I don't lose track of where I'm at. For example, here I'm using all brown, so I want to probably go ahead and outline that leg before I go on to the body. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I did also pull out 3 different size paint brushes. Again, the large one is, for when I'm doing some really big strokes, and then the smaller one is going to be mainly for the outlining. All right, and I've got my plastic down. I'm ready to go. Okay, so what I did was I did these little sections, and that way it was a little bit easier to see where I was going. Now, like here, I've done too much black. I didn't like it. It should have gone all the way around, and I cut too soon. So when this dries a little bit more, I can kind of fill it in with some of the beige paint. So now I'm just going to go ahead and continue on all the different little sections. Okay, so it looks like I'm about finished. I went back and I touched up some of the spots as needed, and I'm looking at my little bear here and my bear here, and it looks pretty close. Now, I did try to add some of the white just to kind of make the eyes pop a little bit, and I wasn't happy with that, so I scratched that idea. But now I'm ready to go ahead and take it outside and spray some coating on it. I'll actually let it dry for a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and spray it. All right, so I've brought my rock outside. I've put down some cardboard just to protect the table, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my first coat of the clear gloss on. This UV resistant I would use if I was going to leave the rock outside, but I'm going to just use the triple thick crystal clear glaze. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray. I'm gonna go ahead and put a good coat on it, and then I'm just gonna let that dry for a little while, and then I'll come back and then turn it over and do the other side. All right, so I've let the bear dry for a little bit. It's probably been about an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over now, and you can see the difference there. And so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over, and I'm gonna do the back, and I wanna also make sure that I get the sides there. All right, so I finished my bear. I've got it sprayed and coated. I brought it in and put it on display. And so that's just how I do my rock painting. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.